Hi everyone, it's another beautiful day here in our neighborhood, and I hope you're enjoying it, whether you're inside or outside. I'm glad for the sun streaming in through my window here today, and for that beautiful warm temperature. It feels great, and I'm enjoying it. You know, there's a proverb that says a good name is more desirable than great riches. To be esteemed is better than silver or gold. That's Proverbs 22, verse 1. Solomon also said a good name is better than a fine perfume. We read that from Ecclesiastes chapter 7. Who we are and what we do is worth something both to our fellow man, but more so to our God. The Lord is concerned about who we are and about how we conduct ourselves. I love the story about that Bill Gaither tells about his home in Alexandria, Virginia. It was a few years after he and Gloria had gotten married, and they were settling into their hometown of Alexandria, working as school teachers, and they decided that it was time that they had a place of their own. So they spied a piece of land out on the outskirts of town where the cattle were grazing and were wondering if it was available. Well, it turned out that the land was owned by Mr. Ewell. He owned a lot of land in the area and in and around the town, and he had worked for many years as a banker in the community. It turns out that they approached Mr. Ewell one day at the bank. Mr. Ewell was 92 years old at this point, but still kept office hours at the bank in the morning each day. So Bill and Gloria decided to go see him and ask him the pertinent question: would you be interested in selling that land? Not selling, he said in a pleasant tone. I promised it to the farmers for grazing. In fact, that was his common answer. That was known around the neighborhood, that Mr. Ewell would often say that, and that was his point of view, that he wasn't selling the land. He wanted it to be used for the benefit of the local farmers. Well, Bill took that in stride, but asked him a little bit further if he'd be interested in selling it to them, as they were people who were teachers in the neighborhood and were interested in the community, wondering if he might consider selling it to them, as people who really had a future in that community and had an interest. Well, he asked him, what did you say your name was again? Mr. Ewell said, Gaither, Bill Gaither. He thought long and hard, and Mr. Ewell asked him, any relation to Grover? Yeah, Bill responded. Grover Gaither was my granddad. This news Mr. Ewell pondered, and he wondered about that, and he said Grover Gaither was one of the best workers I had on my farm, an honest man. He would put in a full day of work for his full day of pay. What was it you said that you wanted again? The land outside of town, that 15 acres. We were wondering if you'd be interested in selling it to us for to build a home. Let me think about it, he said. They got up and left his office, and a week later they returned to Mr. Ewell to ask him if what he thought about selling them the land. And he said, I had the land appraised. How do you feel about 3,800? Well, Bill did the math quickly in his head, and he thought, that's going to be over $60,000 if it's 3,800 an acre. There's no way that we could pay for that. So Bill repeated to him, did you say 3,800? Yeah, how about that? 3,800 for 15 acres of land. Do you think that's a good deal? Well, they jumped at the offer, and they bought the land and built their home there on the outskirts of town. 3 decades later, Bill and Benji were strolling through the lush property and reminiscing about the good times that they'd had there in their family home. And Bill reminded Benji, this was all made possible because of the good reputation of your great-granddad that you never met. A good name is worth something. As the proverb says, a good name is more desirable than great riches. To be esteemed is better than silver or gold. Let's strive to be people of good reputation here in our community, and knowing that that pleases and honors our Lord. Before I go, one more wise saying from Pastor Mackenzie's collection of quotes. A good past is the best thing a man can use for a future reference. Let's keep that in mind, and let's have a great day. God bless you.